Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. I wanted to take a quick look at the 300i and the Reliant variants, just to do a quick run through and tour of them. I do have some very bright lights in my hangar. Oh my god, that is rip eyes. But yeah, let's have a quick look at them, a quick run through them. 300i does look pretty cool. The rest of the 300 variants are coming in a 3.5.x patch. So in the near future, before 3.6 is the idea. And we can see some pretty big changes to the architecture of the ship. It is a bit wider in its body. It's got a lot of those sort of like signals and design elements that the 600i had. And we can really see that the 300 series and Origin as a whole has changed since the 85X, since the 600 series have all come in. So we do have a little cargo bay under here, which we can open from this side. There's a little button here, and it's reasonably spacious. At the moment, you can actually switch out this cargo bay door with silly things like the one from the Constellation, if you want to. Obviously, that's not intended. That is a problem with the PTU, which will get fixed very quickly. I think we can close this. Can we close this? Yeah, come on. Yeah, we can. And then we can live inside here, like a little goblin, and lie down, hopefully. I wonder if it's got oxygen in here, because if it has, you could get another couple of people in here and deploy them. Though I don't think you'd be able to leave by yourself. A little bit claustrophobic. Let's go in the actual ship so you can have a bit more of a look inside. Still ladder based. Into ship. Down the ladder. How do we snap to it? Oh, much better. Let's sort of like walk towards it. Less snappy, which is good. Internally, it's just quite spacious now. We've got a bed. We've got a living area. And we've obviously got a little wardrobe and wine glasses that you clearly need. This may differ somewhat on the other 300 ships. I am expecting there to be access to the cargo bay at some point, which is sort of like under here, under these stairs, but from underneath the ship. Got a beautiful skylight, which will be awesome. And you can effectively carry 2 people in here now. That's what it feels like anyway. Have a quick look at the dashboard and the HUD. Hopefully not blinded by the external lights. Oh, so the flight ready's on the right side, which is interesting because most ships have the flight ready either central or central left, like this area. Interesting design choice to change that over to the right. Lots of bugs with the PT at the moment. Look at those weird things happening on my HUD here. But yeah, that's basically the 300 series. Where have a quick look at its bodywork. 300i looking slick. I really like its new look. I think some people were worried it was going to look a bit too fat, but it doesn't. It looks fantastic. Look at that bad boy. Oh. What a good looking ship. And let us vehicle loadout it so we can see what systems it's got. Got some Strike Force 2 missiles. Just a couple. Paint. Well, got a placeholder for the paint. But hopefully we'll be able to get some more paints for that in that 3.5.x patch when the rest of the variants come out. They're going to have some additional customization for at least the 300 series to start with. It's going to be website based. We don't have all of the propulsion systems or anything like that exposed yet. Got okay components. D-grade industrial for that. D-grade industrial for that. D-grade industrial for that. Hoping it maybe gets some slightly better components for when it actually goes live or when they're tweaking it. So weapons-wise at the moment, It's got 2 size 2 missile racks. Apparently I can put on a giant missile rack, but basically you've got the choice of 4 size 1 missiles or 2 size 2 missiles. And then at the moment it's got 3 size 3 hardpoints for weapons, 1 on its nose, 2 on the wings. And that nose one is gimbal to size 2 as default. But just sort of like, we're going to have to wait and see exactly what they do. I'd like it if they keep it with 3 size 3 mounts. That would be pretty slick. It's got a couple of shredders by default on the... no, I'm not landing on launching. On the wings. And then on the nose, by default, it's got an M4A. You can switch up for a size 3 gun. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Let's just do a quick run through of the interior again. There is a toilet here we can open up and we can sit on if we wish. So technically we can carry 3 people in here. 1 sleeping, 1 in the chair, 1 on the loo. That's a toilet for people that don't know what that is. It's very spacious now. No interaction with here yet, but soon. Good looking materials. You can exit the ship via this door. Actually now double taking to get the animation. So we're going to take a look at the Reliant variants. And the Tana isn't interesting at the moment. It's got 2 size 3 mounts. 1 on each of its wings and the tips. With size 3 weapons. M5A laser cannons as default. I think that is the biggest you can give them. However, you can switch it over for other mounts, it looks like, which is interesting. Ooh. And I know that they're going to have a dual mount as well for dual weapons on there. But big weapons, pretty cool. There's also center wing weapons, 2 size 2s, it appears, which will be pretty useful. Yeah, it's got a reasonable amount of firepower. It's a little fighter. Obviously, it switches it up so its weapons are above and below. So it sort of like flips around the ship, as we know. It doesn't fly like that normally. However, you will be able to fly it in both modes, it seems. But yeah, the Tana looks cool. Let's actually have a quick look at it more in the flesh. They are interesting ships. They sort of like look like B-wings when they're in their other rotation. But I actually quite like them flat. We even get in. Gonna push the ship up. Got some damage going on, or maybe that's just what the freezer does here. So we've got a weapons rack in the military version, the Tana. Got a closet for armor and clothing. Got a little washing area. Is that a toilet? Oh, it is. A little toilet that comes out in my shower. And then room for 2 people in the cockpit, such as the ship requires. This doesn't require them, but it's useful to have. Can I flight ready and turn it into its other flight mode here? See if it's broken enough for me to do that. I do like the way the ship looks now. Hopefully it doesn't fly like a monster in the live build. I've not really liked the Reliants throughout their lifespan. It will not let me take off or change its orientation in the hangar. But let's have a look. Obviously are showing damage when they're in here. It's interesting to see. So this is the Sen. This is the science variant. And instead of the rack for weapons and armor, we have a science station that's on fire, and we can actually sit here. We will eventually be able to use the science station as in some form of mechanical way. It allows us to use it as if it's just a normal MFD, which is pretty cool at the moment, but unexpected. I'm getting out of seats by pressing U. It used to be H, but they changed it because they hate controls. They hate any form of stability with the controls, and they just like to, move all the buttons around. 2 bunk beds, like the other one had. I don't think I mentioned it had 2 bunk beds. I just think a bedding area. But yeah, the 2 bunks each because it is a 2-person ship. Some sort of weird vacuum chamber or something. And again, the cockpit. They just switch up these ships. And finally, we have the Reliant Mako, the news variant. So instead of weapons on its sort of like wingtips, it has a camera. Is the idea here. Not really suitable for combat. I mean, it's got some guns to defend itself. These paint jobs probably entirely like switch roundable. I can see its damage state as well because of the way the hangar hates it at the moment. So they've got a little terminal there we can sit in. There'll be lots of screens that pop up eventually. We've got the components here that we can slot in and out eventually when they're physicalized. Same cockpit. Have a quick sit down in the terminal. Very basic functionality. Can we turn it on? Yes, we can. And it is a really cool looking MFD at the moment. It's just got all of them that's sort of like curved and round. That's pretty cool that they can do that so easily. But yeah, that will eventually be like new screens and feeds and stuff that we can interact with, I think. That is the plan, at least. Or maybe you'll also have MFD control here like this. And some of these will be suitable. This sort of terminal will be suitable in other ships as well. Having huge MFDs sprawled out in front of you with lots of different systems, especially in capital ships. Can you imagine the amount of systems and things you need to up at a glance to be able to change around? And probably multiple shield generators and things like that. But yeah, that's pretty slick. Much more slick than I expected. And that's kind of it, really. I just wanted to have a quick look at them. Maybe I will try and fly one around Port Olisar. Right. We are in our Misk Reliant. Let's actually have a quick look at the HUD. That's actually looking behind my ship. Let's have a look at the HUD. The MFDs in the HUD. Interesting layout. It is above. It's not at a glance. You can't see everything. We've got the map above you at the moment. Odd, isn't it? Maybe some people like that. I think that's just a bit too weird for me. You have a good amount of view of what's going on around you, though, which is at least helpful. And the ship does look pretty cool when in its flat mode. And it can go pretty fast with the new flight model, even when it's in its landed mode. But if we press N, and this is supposed to be its non-landed mode, it's certainly an interesting one for combat, because the whole profile of the ship has changed. Now, what I'm hoping is that you can fly it effectively in both modes, in which case it might have multiple uses both in atmosphere and in space, and switching between its flight modes or its orientation might be really, really effective. I mean, it might be trash and pointless. It's the other thing. In this configuration, the cockpit's switched around, so one of the pilots is above the other. It's vertically driven rather than horizontally. I think it's just really interesting as a ship. Where's Port Olisar gone? We lost it. I lost Port Olisar. So there is somewhere. There it is. Go fly by it. Press C and hopefully the system will try to maintain our speed. In cruise control. The ship doesn't feel as trash anymore. I didn't like it before because it felt like a giant sail. Now, even though the new combat model is a lot more drifty and slow, it still doesn't feel as bad as it used to. Which is an interesting one. But yeah. Good old Reliant. Used to hate it. I hate it slightly less now. Slightly. Wonder how many times you'd have to do that before you felt sick. Look how the engine trails come out of it as well when it's in that mode. Oh, that's funny. And a bit weird. But yeah, PTU everyone. Every month we have a ship giveaway. This month, by popular demand again, it's for an Anvil Carrack. This time sponsored by Forgotten Heralds, a lawful private military company with a history grounded in UEE military service. They are recruiting at the moment and are a good choice for both veteran and new players alike. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that Carrack, though, is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my Star Citizen videos made during this month. Links to more info on Forgotten Heralds and full details of the giveaway down below. If you don't have a gaming PC yet or you are upgrading, instead consider Shadow Cloud Gaming. They allow you to leverage the powers of the internet to stream a high-spec Windows 10 environment to any other PC, Mac, or device like a smartphone or tablet. It is working really well in Star Citizen's 3.4 branch, and be sure to use the code BoredGamer if you do decide to check it out to get a discount. Links below. This channel exists because of its community. If you wish to support the channel further, below there are links to Patreon, Subscribestar, and there's the YouTube channel memberships, literally the join button below this video. VIPs do get some exclusive stuff and early content as a thank you as well. If you have any feedback, suggestions, or just want to say hi, please drop a comment below or poke me on discord.gg/BoredGamer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.